Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Now that the dust has settled the morning after the match, Chelsea won, Arsenal won. I still believe that was a really good point from us, honestly. Early in the season, Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, tough opposition, us growing. I thought it was a really, really good point. I expected at a bare minimum a draw. I didn't want to take a loss, and I knew that a win would have been very tough. And we're moving into the international break third. And hopefully after the international break, we can really kick into gears. But one particular incident, ladies and gentlemen, that I really want to talk about, as I said, now that the dust has kind of settled, there's one particular incident that I don't want to let go of, that I feel like I need to address. And I need to express exactly how I feel about this, because during the match, it was an incident. We got upset, but we moved on because there's a game that needs to be played. But now I really want to express how I feel and how I felt at that moment, and really want to dig deep into this. This particular player, Kai Havertz, how dare he? What a prick. What an absolute dick of a person, an absolute prick of a person as well. This guy, I'm so happy that goal wasn't offside. I'm so ecstatic. But this guy, he scored that offside goal, and he goes to the Stamford Bridge crowd and goes, shh, shushing. He's shushing the Stamford Bridge crowd. This guy, the way he talks about Chelsea as well in recent times. I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend to sit here and say that he hasn't endured adversity at Chelsea. He hasn't endured some level of abuse from the Chelsea fan base. But it's not everyone that did that. There was a large portion of the fan base that backed his nonsense week in, week out. This guy got a really big break from Leverkusen to come to Chelsea Football Club at that time. One of the top signings, well-paid superstar at Chelsea Football Club. You know, nowadays, try and get that level of money in our current squad. Yeah, it's not happening under the new ownership. But our previous owner, we were dishing money out, and he was getting paid very handsomely. Very handsomely. He came through, and honestly, from the get-go, none of us knew exactly where he needs to fit in. At Leverkusen, he played in multiple positions, and then he came to Chelsea, and there was already an issue. Is he an 8? Is he a winger? Is he a striker? What is he? But us fan base in those early stages, we stuck by. Frank Lampard valued him as well. We stuck through. Then, of course, Frank Lampard gets sacked. Thomas Tuchel comes in, and Thomas Tuchel sticks with him. And thankfully enough, he has a stellar Champions League, along with others as well. It's not just Kai Havertz. Everyone talks about Kai Havertz's goal in the final that delivered the Champions League. Sure, but let's not forget the entire team, how hard they worked. Players like Kante, players like Jorginho, players like Ben Chilwell as well in that particular campaign, and many more. And of course, Kai Havertz was one of the main components. Of course, Mason Mount was one of the main components. And kudos to Kai Havertz for scoring that goal, and not only bringing the glory for us, but bringing that glory for yourself, because you best believe where you are right now, you're never going to see that Champions League trophy. Best believe. And I wish And I pray to the Lord above, you don't see that with Arsenal Football Club. I wish and I pray to him that you don't see that. So you go through that. You go through all the highs. You get a Champions League with Chelsea Football Club. And then, of course, there was adversities after that. Of course. There was the sanctions. There was the Lukaku incident. There was the dip of Chelsea Football Club. Then the new owners. But throughout all this, you, Kai Havertz, you were privileged with a start week in, week out when you didn't even deserve it. Yes, you delivered the penalty goal as well for the Club World Cup. But once again, through all of this time, your form was so pathetic. Your goal-scoring ability in front was so abysmal. Everyone could see gilt-edged chances missed after miss after miss on a regular. Important moments, you're missing those chances. I believe FA Cup against or Carabao Cup, one of those ones against Liverpool when Thomas Tuchel was still around. I'm not denying the fact that certain parts of the fan base didn't go after him. And rightly so. You were dropping stinkers. And you were still getting starts. But what about the fans that backed you? What about the fans that always had your back at Stamford Bridge? You score a goal, offside goal, and you go around shushing these people? Shame on you, man. Shame on you. You're an absolute prick. People leave their previous employers. I've left my previous employer, but I've made sure that at least I've not burnt the bridge. I don't really like my previous employer so much, but it is what it is. Whatever's happened with few people, whatnot, some disagreements. But overall, I'm not going to bag out that company. There's some good moments. There's some good people. And in this case, Kai Havertz, look at the way Kai Havertz in recent times as well, how he was talking. It would mean so much to him to win the Champions League with Arsenal. He goes, yeah, winning the Champions League with Chelsea was nice, but winning it with Arsenal would be so much better. How dare you? This might be the only Champions League you ever win. How dare you? And what? Your time is all rosy at Arsenal? I can already see Arsenal fans getting on you. Even they don't seem to understand where you play. Just like us, are you a striker? Are you a winger? Are you a midfielder? What are you? You're a nobody. That's what you are. You're actually a nobody. You're not a good striker. All you have as a footballer is your height. And you've been heading the ball so much lately, now you're getting split open as well. You're getting bloody head on a regular basis. All you do is just try and win duels, aerial duels. As soon as Arsenal get a proper striker, you're finito, you're gone. You're gone. They're on your case already. I'm so glad we let you go. I'm so glad the money we made out of you. But this behavior is utter shameful. It shows how immature as a person you are. I remember there was a interview just before you left. The penultimate, the final season you were here with us at Chelsea Football Club. There was an interview by Kai Havertz saying, "Yeah, football's not that important for me. I don't really care. I love donkeys." You are a donkey, mate. You're honestly a donkey. You don't seem to have any smartness about you. If there was some level of good behavior, if there's some level of gratitude, you wouldn't be going around shushing the Stamford Bridge crowd. You'd pay a little bit of respect to the fans that backed you, as opposed to going after the fans that were getting on you. You concentrate on the haters and you forgot all the people that loved you. And this act has absolutely now pissed off the entire fan base. I hope you never win anything with Arsenal, man. I hope so. Honestly, I cannot wait. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you drop points against us as well. I'm so happy. You know, far away from Liverpool. Liverpool under Arne Slot, first season. And Arteta with Arsenal all these seasons. This is your second season with Arsenal. And I hope you go with 0 silverware. You absolute fool. You absolute fool. Check this out. I want to share some of these couple of tweets online. First one is from EIF Soccer, pretty big page on Twitter. Kai Havertz shushing the Chelsea fans when they stood by his awful performances for so long is nothing short of comical. A bang average player who had one big goal was a complete waste of space and who couldn't fit into any position. Pathetic. Sums up the entire piece on Kai Havertz. This guy, he's a bang average player. He's flimsy. He gets bundled over. He gets pushed over. It's not like he's electric pace. Height is the only thing he has. A lot of people comparing him lately with Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson's far ahead of you, Kai Havertz. Far ahead. Do you know what I like about Nicholas Jackson, man? With all the criticism that we give to Nicholas Jackson, not only he's far ahead in terms of footballing, and there's no doubt about that anymore. Nicholas Jackson is far superior to Kai Havertz in almost every department, bar maybe the heading. Bar the heading department. And once Nicholas Jackson maybe fine-tunes that, yeah, then it's case closed. The thing that I do like about Nicholas Jackson, with all the shenanigans that he does, he actually truly cares about Chelsea Football Club. You know, Nicholas Jackson, he truly cares about Chelsea. Kai Havertz, you absolute fool. You never cared about Chelsea Football Club, did you? I don't know what you saw. You're praising Arsenal so much. What? I can't wait. I can't wait till these same Arsenal fans drag you by your ear, grab you by the ear, and then drag you outside of this club and then throw you outside. Can't wait to see you going back to Bundesliga and you know, potentially playing for Stuttgart, Werder Bremen, and those sort of teams, because that's exactly what's going to happen to you. You're a nonsense player. You're a nonsense player. And we backed that nonsense for a long time. Check this out. Check this tweet out from Alexis Kafkas. Nice little tweet here. Oi, Kai Havertz, you vampire-looking giraffe. You have a new hater in me moving forward. This guy hates the club like we didn't give him his career highlights. Yeah, you're never going to see those. Club World Cup, Champions League. Yeah, forget about it. You're never seeing them. You're never seeing them. And Premier League, ain't not happening to you. A huge section of fans stood by him through terrible form. But that's cool. You have a full-time op now. And there's plenty of other tweets that's circling around. And that's just from Chelsea fan base. There's plenty of negative tweets from his own fan base. Kai Havertz, you best believe, from here on in, once this international break is over, I'm going to try my level best to watch as many Arsenal games as I can, because I am going to bring the hate like none other. I'm going to try and bring so much hate, because you don't even have that much of a common sense to pay the respect to your previous employer and the crowd that backed you, as many have said, through the nonsense, and the club that was able to give you that moment of glory in the Champions League, Club World Cup. Yes, you scored too. I'm not denying that, but it's a collective team performance. There was a lot of champions in that in that final against Manchester City. Yeah, you scored the goal, but there was some big performances in that final and in that campaign. So it's not just about you. You could have at least shown some level of respect. And you should have shown that, especially to the fans that backed you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. How you felt about the shushing. I definitely did get annoyed. I just didn't want to think about it too much during game time. But as I said, now that the dust has settled, we must put it out there that this guy, he's a prick. He's an absolute prick. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. See you guys soon. Until next time.